Hello, my name is Zane and I'm happy to be here. So, since I don't understand much of German, I'm, I'm still quite sure that here in this room we are people who wants to make city a better place. And we consider circularity one of the ways how to make city better. So I'm coming from the organization where we believe that city becomes better when the citizens take responsibility of the abandoned and old buildings in a city. And this is the way how we recover the city from the loneliness, from the emptiness. And this is the way how the city becomes more sustainable, affordable, and more joyful place where to live. And please work. Here we go. So, and the background of this thinking is that I'm coming from Riga, where at this moment we have like more than 1,400 environmentally degrading buildings officially, or so-called slums, and a lot of buildings which are not officially named the name of the slum, but still they are empty. And as you can see, it's very nice diversity of such buildings. We have wooden buildings, we have big Soviet type buildings, we have nice architectural pearls and cultural heritage buildings that are empty. And in this environment, in 2013, the group of artists, city planners and creative people came together for a beer and discuss the situation that the city is full with empty buildings and there are so many people who they can't afford a space. So the great campaign Occupy Me was created in that moment, where this gang of nice and active people made 5,000 stickers and put it all around the city during the night. More than 100 buildings were sticked with the sticker Occupy Me. And that was the time when Riga was cultural city of European Union, and it created a lot of awareness in the city and the people who visit us. And after that, the collaborative mapping tool was also created, where people could map the empty buildings, and they also start to send the ideas, what should we do with the old buildings, and what are the history of the places. So, by the popular demand of people, the one and only organization who works now at Riga with the empty buildings was created. And since that, we have worked together with the city municipality. We have a memorandum with the city development department to work together towards solving issue with abandoned buildings. And the private owners should love us, because when they work with us and give us to use empty buildings, they receive a tax reduction that can be 90% of the year tax for you pay for the land you use for the house tax. And as I hear today, we are quite similar with the fact that we fund ourselves, so we don't have any municipality support, and mostly our income come from the people who rent the spaces and our residents, and also the projects we write to develop our organization. And yet we managed to revitalize since 2014 27,000 square meters and 10 hectares of the city, and it's 9 projects so far we had. So we are basically run as a platform that give affordable space for creatives and social initiatives, and also we facilitate the community towards the better city. So here's some quick pictures about our projects, how we change it. This is a former ambulance garage that became a small Berlin of Riga, creating amazing parties and actually spreading geography of the city, where people start to go a little bit more abroad, as they usually consider the space where they would come and party and have fun. This is the project Leerstandsaktivierung, which we are actually operating still. Not the big building behind, unfortunately, but there's several wooden buildings, and that has become a safe space for different cultures and subcultures, and a platform cultural portal for young artists. And of course, a lot of recreated square meters, which has been changed by our residents who, mostly recycle and do renovation by circular approach. So, when we talk about the creative quarters and artists coming to the city and recreating it, do we only talk about the fancy murals and hipster parties, which sometimes is the feeling which comes out of such a creative quarters? In our case, we have learned through these years that at the beginning we were like organization who experiments with the spaces, doing the creative things, mostly work with the young people and the artists and creatives. Then now we have grown up. We want to develop, and what we see clearly, the things which are important now in reality, which is the climate change, the problem with affordable housing as well, and gentrification, which actually can be the side effect of our own work as well. So currently we had made a decision that we are more focusing on really becoming allies with implementing those important strategies and ideas which are in the air. For example, the Green Deal or the new European Bauhaus values. And in Latvia, we also have this new public face of Latvia, how to say, which says that we are the country who implements Mission C, which means that all the investments coming to Latvia and all development of businesses now will be also focused on recovering the Baltic Sea. That's also one important point. And also when we work, we are trying to work in our concepts, we are trying to work in line with the city strategy and city sustainability strategy. So, and this is our big dream, our big baby, Viskali. So, this is the former faculty of Riga Technical University. We are renting now for 25 years. And the dream of this was to go beyond creative quarters and just, the creativity and having fun. This is the serious idea of becoming the first building in Riga, which would be climate neutral, renovated by circular economy principles, and would give inspiration to the city with 3, for us in our context, quite new or innovative ideas. The first one is affordable living project, because in Latvia we don't have yet like a self-aware social living housing project, and we would like to pilot such a thing at Riga. The second is social incubator, which would bring together multidisciplinary players to create new solutions, social innovation. And of course, we would leave a little bit of the building here for creative platform, as we have been always to giving affordable spaces for creatives and social initiatives. But those two, affordable living and social incubator, would be more moderated projects, where we would also looking for a clear social impact every year. And overall name and idea of the project is about the quality of life. What we realized that it's on the one point quite broad, big topic, quality of life. On the other hand, it's quite nice umbrella where you can also improvise and bring in mostly a lot of very important issues. So our value and basis currently in this project is sustainability, inclusion, and we little bit adapted New European Bauhaus about beauty and aesthetics. Though it's also about the responsibility about the space, actual space where we are, and also responsibility about the relationships in between community. So currently this project is in the first development phase from 2020, and we have 160 residents now from various fields. artists, designers, social entrepreneurs, NGOs, different workshops, people working with hands, creating things. And there is a concert and cinema hall as well with a contemporary art project. And we're also very proud of having the only turtle walking area at Riga, where there's the turtles from our building coming, walking around. And of course, there are, a lot of people, 2 dogs and 7 cats, and we are located near the lake with a quite nice wildlife, and we have deers, foxes, and a lot of things. So, and currently in this phase, we're using Viskali as a platform for developing new ideas, and one of them is circular culture quartal, never said that in English, which is the idea of bringing the new perspective on how we spending free time, how we're spending our free time in a cultural spaces, and also how we shop and how we consume, by the idea to providing Viskali as a space where you can have all these nice things, but in an alternative way, sustainable way. And so the idea is to have a summer, we already actually started the summer program, which includes also workshops, lectures, and discussions about sustainable topics. And we are up trying to develop now in cooperation with the how you call those guys? Oh, whatever, with the company. We want to develop the first prototype of sustainable supermarket, where people could also repair things, exchange things, and do some circular or recycled shopping as well. And it is nice to say that our idea, so the next phase of the development, has just nominated for new European Bauhaus Award. So next week I'm going to Brussels, please fingers crossed it, so that we get the prize, because one of the challenges we are facing with such a big building, and taking into account the old building, that usually with the maintenance of the building there's no much budget to develop the concept. So our main focus is really attract the funding to make this idea true. And who benefits? I should run, really? 5 minutes? Yeah, okay. Well, with this, I guess I'm not saying anything new, and I'm quite sure you all are aware of benefits of transformative use of old buildings. But just quickly running through, you can see that the city users and owners of the old buildings or are beneficiaries for such an approach. Where just to finish quickly with the main idea is that, and that's also not a rocket science, quite sure you know, all are aware of the fact that circularity actually is in the DNA of transformative use of vacant buildings. And it's not about only by recycling the buildings. It's also about that in a circularity, we are actually trying to change the mindset of the people from this linear thinking to the circular thinking and doing things. And when we work together with the communities to revitalize and transform old vacant buildings, we are actually changing the mindsets. We are bringing the sharing in. And, well, I'm coming from Latvia. We are not very collaborative, though these projects are bringing the new perspective and new inspirations, and people somehow start to believe, wow, we can actually do things together, and it looks nice. So also these spaces become platforms where people experiment, recycle, learning how to renovate, reuse materials, and it's the platform for engagement and education as well. So it's been said that if the city wants to be circular, it's very important actually to consider the enormous potential which is behind the vacant buildings and the citizens altogether. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Zane. So you were even quicker, though. So we have some more time, maybe for questions. Really interesting project in Riga, and like as you explained, you're not really funded by the city itself, but more by the rents you get and international programs and so on. Maybe you can give a really short explanation of what was the start of, like, the kicker that made you grow so quickly.
Really, I guess it was just personal. We saw the building, and
Okay.
we fell in love with the building, and that really like pushed
Okay.
us.
Okay. Any questions? Yeah, hang on. Leona?
If I remember correctly, you said that you have a lease for 25 years for the building. What kind of measurements are you taking to secure the building beyond the 25 years, also given the investments that you're undertaking right now?
What we really want to do is to go the next step, which also by I think that's a very good approach, to buy out the building. That's our next step. So for now, in this first phase, we are developing the community, and the next phase will be that we are more focusing on the construction of the concept, and also the part of how to buy out the building and how to make it, how to secure it in a terms of legacy. So we are considering to make as well a foundation, and yeah. So we are NGO with a social benefit, and also we have a social entrepreneurship that mostly work on the maintenance of the building.
Yeah, but like when I was asking about how you scaled up so quickly, it really started with small-scale projects, and they're all still running also, or are you going to concentrate mostly on this new project and the others are running out, or are you running all the 9 projects at the same time, really?
Currently, we run only 2 projects, and that's very aware decision.
Yeah.
And we also receive some invitations to take over some buildings in the city. But since Viskali is such a huge project for the long development, we are currently pausing it.
Okay. So putting all the effort in this huge project. Okay, all right. Any other questions?
Are there any regulations in Riga for owners, for building owners, that they have to say it is now free, or so? Is there any law that you have, or you know it only from what you see?
So
that something is empty.
Okay. So Riga Council is now created a database of the empty buildings. So you can see there which is the private owners, which one belongs to the municipality or to the government as well. Yeah. We begin it with this Occupy Me project with this collaborative mapping, and then now Riga Council is developing it. Yeah.
Okay, interesting question. Since we don't really have something like that here, there is no mandatory need to announce when something is empty, so hard to know what really is empty. But is that the same in Riga, that you're like actively looking for empty spaces, or the city administration now, or do the owners have to declare something empty and then it gets like officially listed?
So it's depend on the stage of the building. For example, if the building is empty for 1 year, then it's still okay. But if it starts to get this signs of degradation, or for a quite long time it's empty, then they start to mark it as degraded. It's kind of a process, and it's in several levels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other questions from the crowd? Doesn't seem like it, so there's another one. Hang on.
Thank you so much. You also had a slide on who benefits from it. So regarding circularity, the whole planet or the nature also benefits. Are you also working on developing kind of concepts how to do the argumentation or the discussion on circularity? You know, how to count the CO2, or how to maybe you did that as a process when you applied for Bauhaus, I don't know. So how are you dealing with this CO2 and circularity topic?
Currently, we have very good cooperation with Riga municipality and the agency of energy of the city, where we work together in several circular economy projects. One was small, about piloting the building material exchange point and developing the methods how to create such a space so you can multiply it all around the city. And so mostly our circular economy expertise, how to say, is more about linked with us being a platform that either creates the space or concepts about this topic or give the space to others who create concepts like this. But the next phase will be definitely more detailed when we will approach this story about the renovating the building, where, but we are not there yet,
Okay. Thanks a lot for your insights. And I guess we move on to the next talk. Thank you so much.